Everybody good? Everybody ready? Yo yo yo. It's your girl NV Allison, co-host of Shizzy Lit Podcast. Shout out to my big bro OG Shizzy Brizzle with his hit only a clap face having ass, his go-go gadget goofball body shaped having ass, his only built for Cuban links ears listening to having ass. Hardy hard and it the bleep up. Anyway, let's get it popping. I'm out.
In the United States, the majority of documented serial killers are white men. However, there are at least 20 known black serial killers in America. On this list of murder cases involving black African American serial killers, some of these famous killers use guns, others prefer knives. Many of most notorious black serial killers are serving life sentences in prison. Who is the most famous black serial killer? Henry Louis Wallace is surely near the top of the list. When Wallace was arrested in 1994, he made a full confession to the police officer. He was found guilty of 9 counts of murder and he was handed 9 death sentences. Samuel Little was another of the infamous black serial killers. Chester Turner, another of the most well-known black serial killers, was convicted of more than a dozen murders in Los Angeles. Who was the first black serial killer? Who was the most infamous? The Carr brothers worked together to commit atrocities in December 2000. Warning, this list is not for the faint of heart. However, for the true crime fans, this list of black serial killers will be an informative journey of the macabre. And I'm reading this from ranker.com. This specific situation right here and all that shit. You feel me? So shout out to them. Yiddy. Chester Dwayne Turner. Chester Dwayne Turner, born November 5th, 1966 in Warren, Arkansas, is a convicted serial killer. He was charged with the murder of 10 women in Los Angeles. On April 30th, 2007, he was convicted for all 10 murders and was also found guilty in the death of one of his victims' unborn child, making him one of the most prolific serial killers in the city's history. On July 10th, 2007, Turner was sentenced to death. In his early life, Turner moved to Los Angeles with his mother when he was 5 years old. After his parents separated, he attended public schools in Los Angeles but dropped out of high school, working for Domino's Pizza and cooked as a delivery person. He lived with his mother until she moved to Utah. After that, he moved around to different homeless shelters and missions. Turner was jailed 7 times from 1995 to 2002, 6 for non-violent offenses and 1 assault charge on an officer. On April 9th, 1997. His murders, Turner has been connected through DNA to 13 murders that occurred in Los Angeles between 1987 and 1998. 11 of these murders took place in a 4-block wide corridor that ran on either side of Figueroa Street between Gage Avenue and 108th Street. The 2 murders outside of the corridor occurred in Los Angeles County. The 2 murders outside of this corridor occurred Los Angeles County. That's what it say, but it's supposed to say occurred in Los Angeles County. Paula Vance, 24, found in the Business Olympia tool in the Azusa. Brenda Bryce, 39, found strangled in a portable toilet near Little Tokyo. The Vance murder was witnessed from a bystander at a neighboring trailer park. There was DNA recovered from the Vance crime scene. At that time, Turner was serving an 8-year sentence at a California state prison for sexually assaulting a 47-year-old woman in March 2002. Turner assaulted the victim for approximately 2 hours and threatened to kill her if she told the police. Upon his conviction, Turner was required to give a DNA sample to California Combined DNA Index System, CODIS. In September 2003, based on that sample, Turner was identified as a match for DNA recovered from Vance and Beasley. Detectives then began a careful examination of Turner's background. 9 of the 11 unsolved murders were matched to Turner using DNA evidence. Diane Johnson, 21, found partially nude and strangled in March 1987 in a roadway construction area west of the Harbor Freeway. Annette Ernest, 26, found lying on the shoulder of a road in October 1987, partially nude and strangled. Anita Fishman, 31, strangled and left partially nude outside a garage in the alley off Figueroa Street in January 1989. Regina Washington, 27, also found partially nude and strangled inside a garage off Figueroa Street in September 1989. Washington was 6 months pregnant. The death of the fetus was attributed to the strangulation of the mother, and it was ruled a homicide. Andrea Triplett, 29, strangled, found partially nude behind a vacant building on Figueroa Street in April 1993. Desiree Jones, 29, found strangled next to a vacant residence in May 1993. Natalie Price, 31, found partially nude and strangled next to a vacant residence in February 1995. Mildred Beasley, 45, found partially nude and strangled. She was left amongst the bushes alongside the 110 freeway in November 1996. Wrong man convicted. During the investigation of these cases, detectives also reviewed similar solved cases. In doing so, the detectives found that David Allen Jones, 28, had been convicted of 3 murders that occurred in the same area where Turner was known to be operating. Tammy Christmas was found strangled in September 1992 at the 97th Street Elementary School. Deborah Williams, 32, found lying at the bottom of the stairway that led to a campus boiler room in November 1992. Mary Edwards, 42, found inside a carpet next to the 97th Street Elementary School in December 1992. Jones, a mentally disabled part-time janitor who was barely literate, was questioned without an attorney and admitted using drugs with the victims in the areas where their bodies were found. Rather than using these convictions as a basis for excluding Turner, the detectives revisited these solved murders and reevaluated the physical evidence. The detectives found that Jones' 1995 trial has relied upon other evidence, including Jones' coerced statements to police instead of DNA technology. At the detective's request, the LAPD Crime Laboratory processed the available evidence using the latest DNA applications. Conviction. It was discovered that Turner was responsible for 2 of the murders for which Jones had been convicted. Those of Williams and Edwards, although DNA analysts could not be used to reinvestigate the Christmas murder, prosecutors and police are confident that Jones is innocent of the Christmas murder and that Turner is the likely culprit. Ain't that a blip? You feel me? So, they say during his trial, Jones had also been convicted of a rape unrelated to the murders. He had served out a sentence for the 2000 rape conviction. The new investigation revealed that the blood type evidence did not match the blood types found at the crimes for which he spent 11 years in prison, and he was exonerated as a murderer. Jones was released from prison in March 2004 and has filed a lawsuit against the city of Los Angeles. Jones was awarded $720,000 in compensation. I mean, they should have gave his ass $7.2 million. This nigga did 11 motherfucking years and he ain't do that shit. That's that bullshit right there, if you ask me. You feel me? But yeah, though, man, and y'all know how we do it here. Shizzy Lit Podcast / WTF News Conglomeration. This the special Shizzy Lit Podcast, though, the black serial killer situation, the mini-series and all that. So y'all, I know y'all like them true crimes and all that, especially you ladies, y'all ID channel watchers. Y'all need to come mess with your boy, the real call. It's your boy Shizzy Brizzle. Y'all know I'm about to let y'all hear this from a black serial killer. Y'all know how we go. Here it goes.